What's up, Trail Trash? Welcome back. On today's episode, I'm just gonna kind of give you an update on my FJ and where I'm at with it. I do have my new rear bumper on, and I'll show you a few things with it. Had a few problems, but nothing major. I do have to take it off, and I'll talk through some of that. I added a more convenient water dispenser on my drawer system, and I've been using the drawer system for a couple of months now, and I'm really happy with it. So much more functional than my old one. I do have the front end of my FJ all put back together with the proper bushings, grease, everything. No squeaks in it. Oh, it's so much tighter. I've got to get it aligned. I haven't done the alignment yet, but it has never tracked so straight down the highway, so I'm really happy about that. I've got it dialed in better than it was, and I am going to take it though just to get the readout and everything to see how close I have it. But I'll talk through some of that. If you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments. I'm going to start at the front and kind of show you everything put back together, and then I'll move to the rear bumper, and then I'll show you the water dispenser. So stick around, check it out, let me know what you think. Okay, so here's the lower control arm, and I've got everything put back together, and everything is torqued down and tight. Really happy with how everything turned out on both sides. Doing the powder coating on these really turned out good, and yeah, everything's tight, no squeaks. Really happy with it. Drives better than it's driven in a long time. If I can give you any advice, if you have a lifted FJ, make sure you stay on top of checking your lower ball joints, your tie rod ends, all of that stuff, because although I didn't have any squeaks or anything at the time, like it wasn't as tight as it used to be, and I've only got 66,000 miles on my FJ, but as you drive it, if you don't change these, or if you don't do routine maintenance on these things, it feels like that's the way your truck drives. So I'd gotten used to the way it drove and didn't realize how loose everything was. But once I went through and got all the bushings greased, changed out the lower control arms, and that was a lot of my issues. Those bushings were worn out, and most of that's from the 3-inch lift. I do understand that, but I put the lift on with probably 16,000 miles, so I got about 50,000 miles out of the stock tie rod ends and all of that. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's not a hard item to maintain. I don't really mind having to change those every 40 to 50,000 miles. And it may not be that long, because now I've got, these are serviceable with grease fittings. So I feel pretty good about that, just keeping them greased and all. The next set, I probably will go with the Apex, I believe it is. And it's a inner and outer tie rod set that is designed for extreme angles, and they are at extreme angle, but hey, it works, it drives great, so I'm pretty happy with it. No issues, like I said, I mean, it's easy to service, so not a big deal. But anyway, that's my pro tip, is to stay on top of your worn out suspension parts if you want your vehicle to track straight. So change them out, it's easy and well worth it. Now let's get to the bumper. So here is my bumper. This is the side view. I like it. It's tucked up a little more than the plastic was, and so better departure angle. And you can see right at the tire, I've got 2 wheel spacers. I had to do that last time to get it over the stock bumper, but I'm about to rotate my tires, and when I take that off, I'm taking off the wheel spacer because it's going to fit back closer to the wall, or back closer to the tailgate now. So really happy about that. the bumper will allow for the 35 to be back on your stock mounting position without a relocation adapter. So really happy with that. The one thing I'm not happy, and you'll see right there on the plastic trim where it's cut. Let me see if I can get my finger in there. Yeah, right above the bumper, that piece right there. You have to take that plastic off and cut it, and where they show you to cut it is not the proper spot to cut it. So I have that gap there, and it drives me nuts, but you really don't see it. No one, you don't see it. But what I'm gonna do is, I will cut a piece of metal, thin metal, that I can bend around this, and I will rivet in a few spots with black rivets. And I will, before I rivet it, once I cut it to fit and get the holes drilled in for the rivets, I'll take the metal and powder coat it black so that it's just a filler plate is all it's going to be, just to fill that gap. Touched it up with black paint because it was light blue under there. But the bumper itself is really nice, good construction. I did have to cut my tip on the exhaust underneath because it was hitting the mounting box on the inside. And what that did, I noticed yesterday that I have black soot or smut right here, and it's coming up through here because the exhaust is hitting the back of this and bouncing back up. So I put a piece of weather stripping in here this morning to block out some of that. I'm going to watch that, and I may have to get on the back side and actually put a piece of metal, like thin metal flashing through there, and to cover, because it's got a gap right here. It's not a big deal, and it'd be easy to do, but I think the weather stripping is going to fill it. But yeah, that's the bumper. I am happy with the bumper though. It is a Warrior product bumper, and it has the cutouts for the reverse sensors, and the powder coating on it was impeccable. Like, it's great. The only spot, I had two little corner pieces right here that from shipping, it just chipped it off, and I'll touch that up with some paint. But like I say, I got to take this bumper off because I'd bought a trailer hitch, and it's got a mount. The holes are on this side to bolt it to. I just have it bolted on the back side. But I've got to take this bumper off, and then flip this around, relocate it so that I can have my trailer hitch. And I got this from Metal Tech. I've never had a trailer hitch, so with this bumper, I wanted to go ahead and add me a trailer hitch, because with the FJ geared at 488s, I can pull a trailer with no issues. So that's that. And now this is what I wanted to show you too. So here's the water. Pretty simple. I just made a bracket. I've got a 1.25" male PVC box connector, and this piece right here, this little plastic sleeve, is what came with the actual dispenser, and it is designed to screw onto like a water jug type thing. So I just put it directly over that threaded box connector that I have. I made this bracket. I ran the water supply line. This dispenser comes with a silicone tube that just plugs directly to the bottom of that. No kind of fitting or anything to hold it in place. It just fits over it. And then I ran this nylon mesh here that I use for making wiring harnesses. I ran that tube in here, and then it connects to a 1/4-inch ice maker line out of like a residential house plumbing. And then I have that fitting right there, and the line goes right into the top of it, and I have an on and off valve. So that's where I get my water. And I do like this this nylon mesh covering the water line, and I've got it zip tied right there. If I need to, I can put some of those metal zip tie clips, but it's been fine just like this. And with the water, like the valve stays on. So on this, all you do is once you turn it on, you just, like, it's got an on and off button, or it's got it's got 3 settings. It's like 200 milliliters, 600 milliliters, and then 800 milliliters, and it'll automatically shut off after it puts that, or you can just turn it on and let it run, which I can get more pressure if I open the top on my water supply over there and give it a little air so it'll push it through. But I really like this setup. And I still have my port for right there, my quick port for my water hose. And I'll still use my water hose every time I go, because what I use that for is in the mornings rinsing off either mud or sand or off your tables, all of that stuff before you pack it up. I can just rinse off the feet of my tent ladder and all that. So I'll still use my water hose, but this will be used more than the water hose, just for the fact of the convenience. I can open this up, do that, and turn it on. So that is my water dispenser, and that was on the 200 milliliter setting. So that's enough for me to do a quick hand wash or anything like that. But that closes up, and then to shut it down completely, you hold it for a few seconds. It does have an automatic shut off. If you leave it on, it will shut off on its own. But I got this on Amazon. It's just I'll try to leave the link in the description. But it was like $20-something, I think $22 or $23, and well worth it. I have one of these on a jug inside my garage that I've used for years, and they're really good. But this is kind of an updated version of what I had, and just perfect for this setup for me. Let me see if I can close that. And yeah, it just always got water there. All right, y'all, that is it for this video. Just showing you, just giving you an update on the FJ and kind of where I'm at. Showing you the water dispenser that I put in the FJ. If you got any questions or anything about anything I've done to the FJ or what I'm doing with it or anything like that, just hit me up in the comments. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It helps me out. And until next time, stay trashy.